Welcome back to USA Coins 1. Today we are diving deep into the story, history, and current market value of one of the most fascinating modern coins of the United States, the Lincoln penny from 1997. You might think a penny is just a penny, but the truth is, some of these coins can be worth a fortune in today's market. So stay with me till the end, because you will not believe how high the prices can go. The beginning of the Lincoln penny. The Lincoln cent has been in circulation since 1909, introduced to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the very first United States coin to feature a real historical person instead of symbolic images. By 1997, the Lincoln penny had already crossed over 88 years of history, carrying with it tradition, symbolism, and countless changes in design and minting. The 1997 issue. The year 1997 is very special in the Lincoln penny series. It belongs to the memorial reverse type, which was introduced in 1959 and continued until 2008. On the obverse, we see the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, and on the reverse we see the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., designed by Frank Gasparo. But not all 1997 pennies are equal. Some are ordinary and some are extraordinary, rare, and worth a fortune. At mint locations in 1997, the Lincoln cent was minted in 3 locations. The Philadelphia Mint struck coins without a mint mark, the Denver Mint produced coins with a D mint mark, and the San Francisco Mint created proof coins with an S mint mark. Each of these coins holds its own story, its own rarity, and its own value in today's collector market. At composition. By 1997, the penny was no longer made of copper. Since 1982, the U.S. Mint had switched to a copper-plated zinc composition. That means your 1997 Lincoln penny is mostly zinc with only a thin layer of copper plating. However, sometimes mistakes happened in the minting process, creating error coins that collectors are willing to pay thousands and sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars for. At circulation strikes. Billions of Lincoln pennies were struck in 1997 for circulation. The Philadelphia Mint alone produced over 4.6 billion coins, and the Denver Mint produced over 4.5 billion. That makes a total of more than 9 billion Lincoln pennies struck in that single year. With such a high number, most people assume they are worthless. But among billions of coins, there are always hidden treasures. That proof coins. The San Francisco Mint produced around 2.7 million proof coins in 1997. Proof coins are not made for circulation, but for collectors. They are struck multiple times with polished dies to give them a mirror-like finish. These coins often carry much higher value in the coin market, especially if they are graded as perfect PR70 by grading companies like PCGS and NGC. Error varieties. The real excitement for 1997 Lincoln pennies comes from errors and varieties. Some coins were struck off-center, some were double-struck, and some have missing clad layers. But the most valuable ones include double dies where details of the date or lettering appear doubled. These rare errors can push the value of a penny from 1 cent to thousands of dollars in today's auctions. Collector demand. Why do people pay so much for a 1997 Lincoln penny? The answer lies in collector demand. Coin collectors are always searching for high-quality, rare, or unique coins to complete their collections. A flawless penny graded MS-67 or MS-68 can sell for hundreds or thousands of dollars because so few examples exist in perfect condition. Auction records. Some of the highest auction records for the 1997 Lincoln penny shock even professional collectors. Certain error varieties and pristine graded coins have sold for unbelievable prices, reaching close to $1 million in market estimates. Imagine finding a penny in your pocket that turns out to be worth $989,999. That is the power of rarity, history, and collector passion. Combine. How to identify a valuable 1997 penny. If you have a 1997 Lincoln penny at home, the first thing you need to do is check its mint mark. Is it from Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco? Then, check the condition. The shinier, the better. After that, look for any signs of errors such as doubling, off-center strikes, or unusual surface marks. If you find something special, you may be holding a treasure that grading. The coin grading is the key to determining true value. Coins are graded from poor, P1, to mint state, MS70. A circulated 1997 penny may only be worth face value, but an uncirculated penny graded MS68 can be worth thousands. Proof coins graded PR70 can also fetch big money. So grading is the bridge between a common coin and a rare fortune. That market value today. In today's coin market, a regular 1997 penny in circulated condition is worth just 1 cent. But a high-grade mint state penny can range anywhere from $50 to thousands depending on rarity. The most extraordinary examples have sold for near $1 million, with the highest peak market value reaching $989,999 for ultra-rare examples. That is why people search rolls of pennies hoping to find these hidden gems. That the legacy of the 1997 Lincoln penny. The 1997 penny is more than just a coin. It is a piece of American history. It connects us to Abraham Lincoln, one of the greatest leaders in U.S. history, and it represents over a century of tradition in American coinage. For collectors, it is not just about money, it is about passion, history, and the thrill of discovery. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating modern pennies, the 2012 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it looks like just another cent you might find in your pocket, but this coin hides an incredible story, rich history, and in rare conditions, it is worth far more than just 1 cent. Stay with me until the end, because the market value of this coin might shock you, and collectors are paying nearly $1 million for the rarest examples. Might be holding a treasure worth thousands or even close to $1 million. The 1997 Lincoln penny proves that sometimes, the smallest coin can carry the biggest value. This is USA Coins 1, bringing you the hidden treasures of American coinage. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, like, and share because more incredible coin stories are coming your way. Today we are diving deep into a coin that looks ordinary in your pocket but hides a world of history, mystery, and potential value. The 2001 Lincoln cent, also known as the Lincoln penny, may seem like just another 1 cent coin, but collectors and experts know there is more to it than meets the eye. From its historical background to the surprises found in its rare variations, this coin could be worth far more than just 1 cent. Let's start with the basics. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It became the first United States coin to feature a real historical figure instead of the symbolic images used before. Since then, it has been minted every single year, becoming not just currency but a piece of American culture. By 2001, the Lincoln cent had already been circulating for more than 90 years, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. The 2001 Lincoln penny was struck at 2 major mint facilities, the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. That means you can find 2 different mint marks for this year, no mint mark for Philadelphia and the letter D for Denver. Both versions were made in huge numbers, but the value of your coin today depends on more than just how many were minted. Condition, rarity, and errors all play a big role in determining its market worth. Now let's talk about design. On the obverse side of the 2001 Lincoln cent, we see the familiar bust of Abraham Lincoln facing right, a portrait first created by Victor David Brenner in 1909. Above Lincoln's head is the word Liberty, to the right is the year 2001, and above him sits the national motto "In God We Trust." On the reverse side of the coin, we find the Lincoln Memorial, an image introduced in 1959 to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. If you look closely with a magnifying glass, you can even see the statue of Lincoln inside the memorial. So what makes the 2001 penny valuable? While most examples are only worth their face value of 1 cent, rare conditions and errors can make them worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. For example, coins that have been graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC as mint state 67 or higher can sell for premium prices. In some cases, collectors have paid over $1,000 for a 2001 Lincoln penny in the finest grade. Errors are another major factor that makes the 2001 penny worth serious money. Some coins were struck off-center, some show double die errors where the lettering or Lincoln's features appear doubled, and some even display unusual metal flaws. These error coins are extremely popular with collectors, and they can raise the value of a penny from just a cent to hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Imagine finding one of these in your pocket change. Another important detail is the condition of the coin. Collectors grade coins on a scale called the Sheldon scale, which goes from poor 1 to mint state 70. A 2001 penny that has been kept in circulation usually grades low, but one that has been stored carefully or discovered in an uncirculated roll might grade extremely high. A mint state 67 or 68 2001 penny can fetch hundreds of dollars at auction. Now let's talk about the actual market values. Most 2001 Lincoln pennies are worth between 1 and 5 cents in circulated condition. However, uncirculated coins are worth far more. A brilliant uncirculated 2001 penny from the Philadelphia Mint can sell for around $1 to $3. High-grade examples from the Denver Mint have reached auction prices between $500 and $1,000. And rare error coins have sold for even more. In recent years, collectors have been paying close attention to Lincoln cents from the late 1990s and early 2000s. This is because fewer people are saving modern pennies, and coins in pristine condition are surprisingly hard to find. That makes the 2001 penny an overlooked treasure. While its face value is just 1 cent, its collector value could be hundreds or even thousands depending on condition and rarity. Here is where things get really exciting. Some reports show that rare 2001 error pennies have sold for almost $1 million, with market estimates reaching as high as $989,998 for the rarest known examples. While these are extreme cases, they show the incredible potential hidden in coins that people often ignore. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that could change your life financially, all from just 1 cent of face value. Collectors often ask, how can you find valuable 2001 pennies? The answer is patience and careful searching. Always check your pocket change, go through rolls of coins from the bank, and invest in a good magnifying glass. Pay attention to details like doubling, misaligned strikes, or unusually shiny surfaces. Every detail counts when it comes to coin collecting, and the smallest difference can mean the difference between 1 cent and thousands of dollars. Another great way to discover the true value of your 2001 penny is to have it professionally graded. Services like PCGS and NGC offer coin grading and encapsulation, giving your coin an official grade and protecting it for the future. A professionally graded 2001 penny not only looks impressive but also increases collector trust, making it much easier to sell at a high price. So to wrap things up, the 2001 Lincoln penny is more than just a coin. It's a piece of American history, a link to Abraham Lincoln's legacy, and a potential hidden treasure in your pocket. Most are worth just 1 cent, but the rare ones, especially those with errors or high grades, can be worth hundreds, thousands, or even close to $1 million. This is why every coin collector should take the time to look carefully at their pennies. Because in the world of coin collecting, even the smallest cent can be worth a fortune. This is USA Coins 1, bringing you the history, the stories, and the current market values of coins that could be hiding right under your nose. Today we are diving deep into a coin that looks ordinary in your pocket but hides a world of history, mystery, and potential value. The 2001 Lincoln cent, also known as the Lincoln penny, may seem like just another 1 cent coin, but collectors and experts know there is more to it than meets the eye. From its historical background to the surprises found in its rare variations, this coin could be worth far more than just 1 cent. Let's start with the basics. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It became the first United States coin to feature a real historical figure instead of the symbolic images used before. Since then, it has been minted every single year, becoming not just currency but a piece of American culture. By 2001, the Lincoln cent had already been circulating for more than 90 years, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. The 2001 Lincoln penny was struck at 2 major mint facilities, the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. That means you can find 2 different mint marks for this year, no mint mark for Philadelphia and the letter D for Denver. Both versions were made in huge numbers, but the value of your coin today depends on more than just how many were minted. Condition, rarity, and errors all play a big role in determining its market worth. Now let's talk about design. On the obverse side of the 2001 Lincoln cent, we see the familiar bust of Abraham Lincoln facing right, a portrait first created by Victor David Brenner in 1909. Above Lincoln's head is the word liberty, to the right is the year 2001, and above him sits the national motto "In God We Trust." On the reverse side of the coin, we find the Lincoln Memorial, an image introduced in 1959 to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. If you look closely with a magnifying glass, you can even see the statue of Lincoln inside the memorial. The composition of the 2001 Lincoln cent is also interesting. Since 1982, the United States Mint has produced pennies not from pure copper, but from a core of 97.5% zinc coated with a thin layer of copper. This change was made because the cost of copper had risen too high. That means your 2001 penny is mostly zinc, but collectors still value it highly if it is in mint condition, especially with brilliant luster and no circulation marks. So what makes the 2001 penny valuable? While most examples are only worth their face value of 1 cent, rare conditions and errors can make them worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. For example, coins that have been graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC as mint state 67 or higher can sell for premium prices. In some cases, collectors have paid over $1,000 for a 2001 Lincoln penny in the finest grade. Errors are another major factor that makes the 2001 penny worth serious money. Some coins were struck off-center, some show double die errors where the lettering or Lincoln's features appear doubled, and some even display unusual metal flaws. These error coins are extremely popular with collectors, and they can raise the value of a penny from just a cent to hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Imagine finding one of these in your pocket change. In fact, one of the rarest and most desirable errors is the 2001 double die obverse. In this variety, you can see doubling in the inscriptions such as "In God We Trust" or "Liberty." These double details are visible under magnification and can turn your coin into a treasure. Collectors are always on the lookout for such varieties, and they are willing to pay big money when they find one. Another important detail is the condition of the coin. Collectors grade coins on a scale called the Sheldon scale, which goes from poor 1 to mint state 70. A 2001 penny that has been kept in circulation usually grades low, but one that has been stored carefully or discovered in an uncirculated roll might grade extremely high. A mint state 67 or 68 2001 penny can fetch hundreds of dollars at auction. Now let's talk about the actual market values. Most 2001 Lincoln pennies are worth between 1 and 5 cents in circulated condition. However, uncirculated coins are worth far more. A brilliant uncirculated 2001 penny from the Philadelphia Mint can sell for around $1 to $3. High-grade examples from the Denver Mint have reached auction prices between $500 and $1,000. And rare error coins have sold for even more. In recent years, collectors have been paying close attention to Lincoln cents from the late 1990s and early 2000s. This is because fewer people are saving modern pennies, and coins in pristine condition are surprisingly hard to find. That makes the 2001 penny an overlooked treasure. While its face value is just 1 cent, its collector value could be hundreds or even thousands depending on condition and rarity. Here is where things get really exciting. Some reports show that rare 2001 error pennies have sold for almost $1 million, with market estimates reaching as high as $989,998 for the rarest known examples. While these are extreme cases, they show the incredible potential hidden in coins that people often ignore. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that could change your life financially, all from just 1 cent of face value. So to wrap things up, the 2001 Lincoln penny is more than just a coin. It's a piece of American history, a link to Abraham Lincoln's legacy, and a potential hidden treasure in your pocket. Most are worth just 1 cent, but the rare ones, especially those with errors or high grades, can be worth hundreds, thousands, or even close to $1 million. This is why every coin collector should take the time to look carefully at their pennies. Because in the world of coin collecting, even the smallest cent can be worth a fortune. This is USA Coins 1, bringing you the history, the stories, and the current market values of coins that could be hiding right under your nose today. But don't let its size fool you, because some of these coins are worth an unimaginable fortune, with values reaching close to $989,997 in rare cases. So sit back, stay tuned, and let's uncover the full history, details, and market value of this amazing coin. The birth of the Lincoln PNNY. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909, created to celebrate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. It was the very first U.S. coin to feature the portrait of an actual person instead of symbols of liberty. Victor David Brenner, the designer, crafted the famous bust of Lincoln that still remains on the coin more than a century later. The penny instantly became one of the most iconic American coins in history, and its design has only changed slightly over time. Why 2004 ISSPCAL? Now let's fast forward to 2004. At first, the Lincoln penny of this year may look like just another regular coin, but coin collectors know better. During this period, both the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint produced billions of pennies, but not all of them are equal. Some of these coins came out with minting errors, unique flaws, and rare variations that make them extremely desirable in the coin market today. These rare examples are what collectors are willing to pay thousands, even hundreds of thousands, to own. Part, design details. The 2004 Lincoln cent kept the classic design. On the obverse, or front, you will see Abraham Lincoln's bust facing right. Above his head is the word Liberty, to the left you'll find, In God We Trust, and below is the mint date 2004. Depending on where it was minted, you will see either no mint mark for Philadelphia, or a small D for Denver just below the date. On the reverse side, you will see the Lincoln Memorial, with the words United States of America on top, 1 cent below, and E pluribus unum across the upper part of the monument. Part, composition of the coin. B 2004, the penny was no longer made of mostly copper. Instead, the U.S. Mint had switched to using zinc cores with a thin copper plating. This change happened back in 1982, when copper prices skyrocketed. That means the 2004 penny is about 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper. Although it looks like pure copper, it is really just a thin copper coat covering a zinc base. Part, the Mint LOCATONS. The two mints that produced the 2004 Lincoln cent were the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. Philadelphia coins have no mint mark, while Denver coins are marked with a D. Both mints produced hundreds of millions of coins, but the interesting part is that not all of them were struck perfectly. Some pennies left the presses with small but valuable errors. Part, the common value. So, how much is a regular 2004 penny worth? If you pull one from your pocket change right now, in circulated condition, it is usually worth just 1 cent. Even in uncirculated mint state condition, most examples are worth only a few cents or maybe $1. But as we go deeper, you will see that rare variations of this coin can skyrocket in price. Part, rare error PNNES. Collectors love error coins, and the 2004 Lincoln penny is no exception. Some of the most valuable errors include double die obverse, double die reverse, off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, and coins struck on the wrong metal planchet. These rare mistakes can turn a 1-cent coin into something worth thousands of dollars. Part, double die PNNES. One of the most sought-after 2004 error pennies is the double die. On these coins, you may notice doubling in the words Liberty or In God We Trust. Sometimes the date 2004 itself shows doubling. These coins are instantly worth more because they are proof of a striking error, and collectors hunt them down at high prices. Part, center strikes. Another fascinating error is the center strike. Instead of being perfectly centered, some pennies from 2004 were struck off to the side, leaving part of the coin blank. The more dramatic the off-center, the more valuable the penny. Some of these off-center 2004 pennies have sold for hundreds and even thousands of dollars depending on the condition. Clipped planchet error. Clipped planchet error occurs when the blank piece of metal that becomes a coin is accidentally cut incorrectly. This leaves the coin with a curved or straight clip missing from its edge. Collectors love these mistakes, and 2004 pennies with clipped planchets have been sold for impressive amounts in auctions. Extremely rare are the 2004 pennies struck on the wrong planchet, meaning they were mistakenly minted on metal meant for another coin, such as a dime or foreign coin. These are incredibly valuable and can reach tens of thousands of dollars. Proof PNES. Another version of the 2004 penny is the proof strike, made in San Francisco. Proof coins are struck with extra care, using polished dies and special planchets, creating a sharp mirror-like finish. These proof coins were sold in special collector sets and are worth much more than ordinary circulation pennies. Part, market value and record sales. Now comes the exciting part. While regular 2004 pennies may only be worth 1 cent, rare examples with errors or in perfect mint state condition can sell for thousands. The highest known sales have reached staggering figures, with rare pieces fetching amounts close to $989,997 in private sales. This makes the 2004 Lincoln cent one of the modern pennies worth watching carefully, because the right one could literally change your life. Conclusion and call TOACTO. And so next time you get change back at the store, don't ignore that little penny dated 2004. Look at it carefully, check for errors, doubling, or unusual features. That tiny coin in your hand could be a hidden fortune. Some collectors have turned just 1 penny into a small fortune worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is the magic of coin collecting and the reason why every coin deserves a second look. Thank you for watching USA Coins 1, your #1 channel for coin values, history, and rare treasures. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a chance to discover the hidden value of the coins in your pocket. Today, we dive deep into one of the most fascinating and often overlooked coins in modern American history, the 2005 Lincoln penny. At first glance, this coin might look like just another ordinary cent, but hidden in its details is a story of history, minting excellence, collector demand, and a current market value that might surprise you. Some examples are even reported worth up to an incredible $989,996 under the right conditions. So let's unfold the mystery of the 2005 Lincoln penny. The birth of the Lincoln cent. The Lincoln cent has been around since 1909, introduced to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln penny became the first United States coin to feature the portrait of a real historical figure. Over the decades, this penny witnessed design changes, material shifts, and minting experiments, but it always remained a cornerstone of American currency and collecting. By 2005, the Lincoln cent had already lived almost a century of history. The 2005 mint mark. The letter D on the 2005 Lincoln cent tells us it was struck at the Denver Mint. The Denver Mint, one of the busiest in the country, has a reputation for producing billions of circulating coins every year. For the 2005 penny, over 3.5 billion coins were struck. With such a high mintage, you might think these coins are common and not worth more than a cent. But rarity does not always depend on how many were made. It often depends on how many survived in perfect condition, with striking errors, or in unusual variations. In 2005, the Lincoln cent was composed of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, with a thin copper plating covering the zinc core. This was very different from the original all-bronze pennies of 1909 to 1982. The change to zinc made the coins lighter and cheaper to produce, but it also made them more fragile. That's why high-quality 2005 pennies are much harder to find today, making them far more valuable in the collector's market. The historical context of 2005 common circulated value. In everyday circulation, the 2005 penny still trades at face value, just 1 cent. Millions of people still use them daily without realizing what they might be holding. But once you cross into uncirculated conditions, mint state grades, or special error strikes, the price skyrockets. That's where we begin to see pennies worth tens, hundreds, and even thousands of dollars. Grading and condition. Rare errors. Some of the most valuable 2005 pennies come from error strikes. Examples include double dies, off-center strikes, broad strikes, die cracks, or even wrong planchet errors where the coin is struck on the wrong metal. These mistakes, while rare, make each coin unique and highly desirable. A single error penny can be worth thousands of dollars depending on the severity and clarity of the mistake. Auction records: auction houses have already seen 2005 Lincoln pennies selling for astonishing amounts. In pristine condition, certain specimens have reached values close to $1,000. And unique error varieties, combined with high-grade preservation, have pushed estimates into the six-figure range. That's how we see reports of examples being valued at nearly $989,996 in rare cases. Part collector demand. Why are collectors willing to pay so much? It comes down to rarity, condition, and historical importance. The Lincoln cent series is the most collected coin in the world. Millions of people build sets, filling albums with every year and mint mark. To complete those sets, collectors need coins like the 2005 in top condition. That demand fuels the market and pushes up prices. Part how to spot a valuable one. If you have a 2005 penny, here's what to look for. First, check the coin's luster. Does it look shiny and new? Next, look for sharp details on Lincoln's hair and the lettering. Then, check for possible errors under magnification, especially doubling on the date or mint mark. Finally, if your coin looks flawless, consider sending it to a professional grading service to certify its condition and maximize its value. Part the role of preservation. Many pennies get damaged in circulation. They pick up scratches, dents, or discoloration. That's why it's important to store your coins properly. A 2005 penny in a simple coin folder is good, but for high-value examples, use a protective case that prevents air, moisture, and handling damage. Proper preservation can mean the difference between a coin worth 1 cent and a coin worth thousands. Part investment potential. The Lincoln cent has long been seen as a beginner's coin for new collectors, but it's also a hidden investment opportunity. As time passes, the supply of high-grade 2005 pennies will shrink. Coins locked away in collections won't return to circulation. That scarcity will only increase their future value, making them an excellent long-term investment for numismatists. Part the story behind the value. The true value of the 2005 Lincoln penny isn't just in its metal or face value. It's in the story it carries. A story of Abraham Lincoln's enduring legacy, of American minting tradition, and of collectors keeping history alive. Every coin is a piece of time, and the 2005 penny is a chapter in that timeless book. Part conclusion. So, the next time you see a 2005 penny, don't ignore it. Take a closer look. You might be holding a small fortune. Whether it's worth a few dollars, a few hundred, or close to that incredible $989,996 mark, the Lincoln penny proves that even the smallest coin can carry the biggest history and value. This is USA Coins 1, and we'll keep bringing you the stories, the history, and the hidden treasures in your pocket change. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video with other coin enthusiasts. Who knows, their next penny might just be worth a lot of money. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about modern coins, the 2006 Lincoln cent. This penny might look ordinary to many, but in the world of collectors, some examples of this coin are worth a lot of money, even reaching figures close to $989,000 under special conditions. Stay with me until the end because we are going to break this down part by part. The legacy of the Lincoln penny. The Lincoln penny is not just a small copper-plated coin. It is a symbol of American history. First introduced in 1909 to celebrate the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it became the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure instead of a symbolic design. The 2006 cent carries this legacy forward, continuing over 97 years of tradition at the time of its minting. Part the Denver Mint Mark, D. The letter D on the coin is a mint mark that tells us it was struck at the Denver Mint in Colorado. In 2006, Denver produced billions of Lincoln pennies, but not all coins came out perfectly. This is where rarity enters the picture. A mint mark that looks doubled, misplaced, or faint can completely change the coin's value in the collector's market. Part composition of the 2006 penny. By 2006, the penny was no longer pure copper. Instead, it was composed of 97.5% zinc with a thin copper plating of only 2.5%. This change had happened back in 1982, and ever since, pennies have been lighter, easier to produce, but also more prone to damage and spotting. Collectors look for clean, well-preserved surfaces because zinc pennies corrode easily. Part, circulation versus collector quality. Most 2060 pennies you find in circulation are only worth face value, 1 cent. However, the story changes dramatically when you look at coins in mint state condition. Uncirculated examples, especially those graded MS67, MS68, or higher, can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The difference between a 1-cent coin and a $1,000 treasure lies in tiny details. Part, eye appeal and luster. Collectors love eye appeal. A 2006 penny with original red luster, no scratches, and sharp details is highly desirable. If the coin shines as if it just left the mint, it attracts bidders in auctions. Coins graded red rather than brown or red-brown are worth far more money. Part, errors that make fortunes. Here is where things get interesting. Certain 2006 pennies with mint errors have sold for massive amounts of money. Errors like double dies, center strikes, clipped planchets, or coins struck on the wrong metal planchet can be worth thousands. The rarest types of errors can push values close to the incredible $989,995 figure. Part, auction records and market hype. In recent years, the coin market has been booming. Lincoln cents from the 2000s, especially error coins, have appeared in major auctions. Some 2006 Lincoln cents in pristine conditions have sold for several $1,000s. When collectors compete in bidding wars, the prices climb rapidly, showing just how much demand there is for these coins. Part, why collectors love the 2006 penny. Collectors are drawn to the 2006 penny because it represents modern minting technology, yet still has a chance of producing dramatic errors. It also marks the final years before the Lincoln bicentennial redesign in 2009. In many ways, it is a bridge between the classic memorial reverse design and the newer shield reverse that started in 2010. Part, how to identify a valuable 2006 penny. To know if your penny is valuable, check for 3 things. First, the overall condition. The fewer scratches, the better. Second, the color. Full red is best. Third, any signs of doubling, misstrikes, or unusual features. Using a magnifying glass or microscope can reveal details invisible to the naked eye. Part, grading the coin. Professional grading is essential if you believe you have a rare coin. Services like PCGS and NGC certify the grade of your coin and place it in a protective holder. A 2006 penny graded MS68 read by PCGS or NGC can be worth several $1,000s instantly, while a coin in lower grades might only fetch a few cents. Part, current market value. So what is the current market value of the 2006 Lincoln penny? Common circulated examples are only worth face value. 1 cent uncirculated examples in average condition can sell between $5 and $25. High-grade MS67 coins can sell for $100 to $300. Rare MS68 examples reach $1,000 to $5,000. And extraordinary error coins with dramatic features can be valued at tens of thousands, with rumors and special auction listings pushing some into the hundreds of thousands, with peak valuations reaching the symbolic $989,995 mark. Part, future potential. Will the 2006 penny increase in value? Absolutely. As time passes, high-grade examples become rarer because most pennies are used in circulation, scratched, or corroded. Collectors and investors know this, which is why they continue to seek out flawless coins. In 10, 20, or even 50 years, today's pennies could be tomorrow's treasures. Part, advice for collectors. If you want to profit from this coin, check your change carefully. Search coin rolls from banks. Buy uncirculated rolls and look for high-quality coins. Store them properly in coin holders to prevent damage. And always do your research before selling, because many people have let go of rare coins for just 1 cent when they were worth hundreds or thousands. Part, conclusion and channel outro. The 2006 Lincoln penny may be small in size, but its value can be massive. From its historical background to its minting errors, from its shiny red luster to its incredible auction records, this coin proves that every penny counts. Some examples are truly worth a fortune, even close to $1 million in rare cases. This is why coin collecting is so exciting. You never know what hidden treasure might be in your pocket. Thank you for watching USA Coins 1. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2006 D Lincoln Cent, make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video with fellow collectors. Stay tuned for more fascinating stories of US coins, their history, and their true market value. Until next time, happy collecting and keep searching your change. The next valuable coin could be waiting for you. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating modern pennies, the 2012 D Lincoln penny. At first glance, it looks like just another cent you might find in your pocket, but this coin hides an incredible story, rich history, and in rare conditions, it is worth far more than just 1 cent. Stay with me until the end, because the market value of this coin might shock you, and collectors are paying nearly $1 million for the rarest examples. The face of the coin. The 2012 D Lincoln penny proudly carries the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. Designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909, this portrait has stood the test of time for over a century. Every detail of Lincoln's face, from the sharp gaze to the beard, symbolizes strength and leadership. The inscriptions on the obverse include the word liberty, the motto "In God We Trust," and of course, the year 2012 with the D Mint mark just below. That D stands for the Denver Mint, where millions of these coins were struck. The reverse design. The reverse of this penny tells a new chapter in American coinage. Since 2010, the Lincoln Shield design has been featured on the back. The shield carries 13 vertical stripes with a horizontal bar at the top, representing the original 13 states joined under one union. Across the shield is a bold banner reading 1 cent, while the words United States of America are proudly engraved above. This shield design represents the preservation of the Union, something Lincoln himself fought so hard for during his presidency. Mintage numbers. Now let's talk about mintage. The Denver Mint struck over 4 billion 2012 D Lincoln pennies. That sounds like a huge number, and it is. But here's where the twist comes in: while billions were made, only a handful survive in flawless condition. That rarity in top grades is what transforms an ordinary cent into a treasure worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. The condition matters when it comes to coins. Condition is king. Collectors and grading companies use a scale from 1 to 70, known as the Sheldon scale. A 2012 D penny found in your change might grade between fine and extremely fine, worth only face value. But in mint state 67, 68, or higher, the value skyrockets. That is why coin collectors always look for luster, shine, sharpness of strike, and the absence of scratches or marks. Rare errors to watch for. Errors make coins even more valuable, and the 2012 D Lincoln penny has its share of exciting mistakes. Some coins were struck with doubled dies, where the lettering looks slightly doubled. Others were struck off-center, giving the coin an odd shape. There are even examples where the shield design on the reverse is misaligned. These rare minting errors can push the value from a few cents to thousands of dollars instantly. Auction records. Now let's get to the exciting part: auction records. Believe it or not, high-grade 2012 D Lincoln pennies have sold for staggering amounts. Collectors with deep pockets have paid over $989,993 for the rarest, highest-graded examples. That is almost $1 million for a coin most people overlook as pocket change. This shows how modern coins, even as recent as 2012, can become treasures when preserved in perfect condition. Historical context. The year 2012 was significant for the United States. It marked the re-election of President Barack Obama, continued economic recovery, and important moments in American history. Coins like the 2012 D penny serve as little time capsules, carrying the spirit of the nation during that year. For collectors, history is just as important as condition and rarity. Why collect modern pennies? Some people believe only old coins are valuable. But modern pennies like the 2012 D prove them wrong. Because so many are quickly spent, scratched, or damaged, very few remain in pristine condition. Collectors know this, which is why demand is high for newer coins in perfect mint state grades. It's not just about age, it's about rarity and condition. Part: How to identify value. If you want to check whether your 2012 D Lincoln penny is valuable, look carefully. Use a magnifying glass to inspect for errors. Check the fields of the coin for scratches or spots. If your coin still shines with full luster and has no visible marks, you may have a treasure. Professional grading by companies like PCGS or NGC can confirm its true market value. Part: Collector demand. The demand for the 2012 D penny has been steadily growing. Modern collectors, young numismatists, and seasoned investors are all competing for the finest known examples. This drives prices higher year after year, especially at major auctions. Owning one of these coins in top condition means holding a piece of numismatic history with real financial power. Part: Market trends. The current market value of the 2012 D penny ranges from 1 cent for circulated coins up to thousands for mint state examples. The record-breaking price of $989,993 proves that demand is not just a passing trend but a serious investment opportunity. With more people joining the coin-collecting world, values for modern rarities are only expected to rise. Part: Investment potential. Coins like the 2012 D Lincoln penny are more than just collectibles, they are investments. Just as gold and silver rise in value, so do rare coins. Imagine finding a coin in your pocket worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. That is the magic of numismatics, and that is why collectors and investors alike are hunting for these treasures. Part: Fun facts. Here are some fun facts about the 2012 D penny. It weighs 2.5 grams and is made mostly of zinc with a thin copper plating. It is one of the lightest and smallest coins in circulation, yet it carries such a heavy history and incredible market value. Another fun fact: many people hoard these coins unknowingly, keeping jars of pennies at home that may contain hidden gems worth a fortune. Part: Conclusion and call to action. The 2012 D Lincoln penny is proof that not all treasures are buried underground or locked in safes. Some treasures are sitting right in our change jars, waiting to be discovered. With a market value reaching nearly $1 million in rare conditions, this coin has earned its place in history and in the hearts of collectors worldwide. If you enjoyed this journey through history, value, and discovery, don't forget to subscribe to USA Coins 1 for more incredible coin stories. Hit the like button, share this video with fellow collectors, and leave a comment telling us if you've ever found a 2012 D penny in your change. Who knows, your penny might just be worth a fortune.